Hello, YouTube. This movie sucks. Review over. Okay, regardless. So, I'm sorry that this review is literally like 2 weeks late. Um, I really didn't mean for this to happen. A lot of things have gone away, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get caught up this week. And seeing as it is Thanksgiving break, I guess I have some time to do that. So, there's probably going to be like at least 2 or 3 reviews uploaded this week, and that's why. It's because I'm trying to get caught up. So, onto this movie itself. God, is this a bad movie? I mean, really, this is one of the worst holiday movies ever made. Here are some of the reasons, and so let's talk about why. Okay, so the story, if you would like to call it that, literally feels like it's hurting me whenever a minute goes by. So, there are a lot, there are a lot of aspects about this movie that are bad and do feel like they're hurting you as well, but the story is mainly to blame for that. So, the movie starts off with a turkey just finding out who actually is on the Thanksgiving Day menu by looking through a window. Um, yeah, he's not really looking through his window on Thanksgiving Day or anything. He just sees them eating a turkey and just sort of assumes that's what they're going to do on Thanksgiving and that this is early preparation or something. So he goes around trying to warn all the other turkeys, but none of them listen to him. And then they throw him into a barn. Because why not? But the only other turkey that took notification of the fact that they're going to be in. Um, why? I literally have no idea why they do this. Is it supposed to be the dunce box? What is it? It's a barn. Why do this? It doesn't make any sense. You let them go into an area with a lot of good shelter. They do realize that they're gonna sleep there, right? So, anyway, then all of a sudden the president comes here because he's looking for a turkey to save from Thanksgiving dinner? Okay. Kind of a random presidential decree, but okay. And then, of course, he chooses the main character, so all of Reggie's old friends in that barn die. Isn't that sad? Oh wait, no, it's not, because they were incredibly annoying, so it's okay. And then Reggie's pretty much just living it up at the White House because they kept him after Thanksgiving Day. Doesn't that kind of be the purpose of saving him from Thanksgiving? Just keep him as a pet? Then he would just be a pet, so he didn't really... Never mind. Okay, so... Then he... But all of his enjoyment at the White House is thrown at disarray when he meets the character Jake. Jake is one of the worst characters in this movie, but I'll talk about him later. So, he also knows about the whole entire turkeys get eaten on Thanksgiving Day thing. And apparently it's not Thanksgiving Day yet. Weird, I thought it already was, but whatever. I thought that day had already passed, but okay. And now he pretty much says, okay, I found a time machine shaped like an egg to go back in time to get turkeys off of the Thanksgiving Day menu. And yeah, it's in the government, so let's just break in there. You're with the White House, so you should get some special clearance, you dumb turkey. Really, if you still care at this point, then you're really just hoping or praying that this thing will actually deliver something good. Delivers one funny line, but unfortunately they showed that line in the trailer. That was planted everywhere in the commercials and everything. So they pretty much destroyed their only funny line when they're breaking into the government thing, so that's gone. And then they get into their stupid time machine named Steve. And now they've gone back in time, not to the day when the turkeys were first eaten on Thanksgiving, but instead to a few years later, and when turkeys are apparently fighting in a revolution. This movie is like a punishment. So, now they have found out about this turkey revolution, they join it. Reggie meets some stupid turkey named Jenny with some eye disorder thing. And her father, who is literally the only good character in this movie. I'll talk about him later, though. So, then, so after the, okay, spoilers if you care to see this. So after the chief dies, then Jenny takes the role as being in charge of the stupid turkeys, and then fights this turkey hunter. Like there always are. And then in the end, they do what they always should have done. Replace turkeys with pizza. They literally take a pizza guy back in time so that then he will not be shocked by time travel, not be shocked that turkeys are able to control time travel, or that they even know about about advanced technology, or even be shocked about him being out of his time, or anything, or even question if they're ever going to take him back, but only to say, here's a pizza, here, take it. Okay, and then Reggie stays back because he fell in love with Jenny. Totally eligible reason to stay back in time and possibly throw the whole entire world order out of alignment, but okay. And now, but of course they had to do one thing first. Him, Reggie, Jake, and Jenny all had to go into the future, look through that stupid farmer that started this whole mess's window, and then see that he's eating pizza. Just for a clarification that they changed time. This is honestly one of the stupidest plots from an animated feature. There is nothing of interest. There's no character development. They don't really learn anything at the end. All they learned is, yay, we changed time. Thank God. Could destroy tons of other things or hundreds of other people's lives, but thank God we went back in time. But it's just strange. Who who actually said that this was a good project? Who said I want to be a part of this? Who was willing to go with this movie? Who was saying, yeah, this is what I want to be a part of? Who was doing all that? Who? Cause I need to know. I need to know. I need to know how they got a group of people behind this, how someone said, yeah, I want to fund this, or just how they even came up with this idea. They had to be high, right? They had to be high. That's all I can think of. High or drunk. One of the two. Because this movie's plot is a mess. It has stupid jokes. It's so immature and childish. But here's the thing. I'm someone who thinks that if you have a bad story with a movie, that's okay. As long as there is something of interest there. And if you have really good characters to get you through it. If you have that, then you can at least be able to tell that stupid story, because then you have characters you want to follow. You want to see go through all this. You want to see, you're intrigued in. You want to see what they're going to do next. That's something that can help a movie. You could have a really dumb plot, but if you have something like that with the good characters and everything, that's okay. Because then you have something that keeps the audience wanting to watch this. This movie, however, does not. It's incredibly childish. The characters, which I will talk about later, are pretty much the same. They're all pretty childish. And it's clearly just made for kids. Unlike Paranorman, where that one was intentionally made for kids, it did have something for adults. It had that interesting aspect for kids and adults. And that's something that makes it really good, is that it can be watched for any age. But this movie has a time machine that's the shape of an egg for some reason, named Steve. Now, I guess you can give some of the studio some credit that this is their first movie, and this could just sort of be like what Artemis did with the movie Chicken Run, and how that was their first movie, and they used it as an experiment to try and improve their craft. And that would actually explain a lot. Because their next movie, The Book of Life, is actually a whole lot better. Not that great, but it's definitely better than Freebirds. So you could say that this was just an exercise sort of thing to get them prepared. But even with that, it's still a lame movie with a plot that just goes all over the place. It doesn't really even have that interesting characters to keep you there. And it really just has you wondering the whole entire thing, is it gonna get better, is it gonna get better, is it gonna get better? We're at the end credits already? Really? It never got better? So, for the story, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10. There's nothing that's great, there's nothing that keeps you there, there's nothing that keeps you invested or anything. It's just boring. It doesn't entertain, and really, that's one of the worst crimes a movie can do. A movie can be bad, but as long as it's entertaining you, that's okay. This movie just bores you, so it doesn't hold any intrigue. And that might also be due to the next part, the characters. But at least we know, even with a terrible story, we have the good characters to get through. Oh wait, we don't. Yeah, like Laboo, these characters just sort of stick into their stereotypes. So let's start off with the main character, Reggie, who is literally just the straight man character. Really, there's nothing else new to him. He's just the main character who, I guess, gets stressed out about things. Ooh, how fascinating. There's really nothing of intrigue with this character. He's just really bland. And for Owen Wilson, to give him some credit, he doesn't do terrible with his performance, and you can tell he at least tried. But I just don't think that he was given the right sort of script or anything good to work with. Yeah, let's just hope that Pixar did put him in a better direction, because who knows, they could have a chance with him still. Now, he's not a bad actor, it's just he's done better. He's definitely done better. Now with the character Jake, he's pretty much the same as Reggie, except his stereotype's pretty different. Jake is the idiot, but he's also tough. So he's the idiotic tough guy. That's never been done before. There's really no means of character with him. He's just really boring. And I guess it's kind of sad for his backstory, or at least they try and say it is, but really, it's more stupid than it is anything else. And then after him is the character Jenny, who... wow, she is bland. I mean, she doesn't really have that much of a personality, aside from two things. One, she's the girl. Yeah, she went all the way to Smurfette's roots. That's great. And she can at least be a decent leader within this movie's standards. So, given this movie's high, top-notch quality, she at least was able to lead these stupid turkeys. That's literally all. And then her brother, who I didn't really care about, is pretty much the same as Jake, except from a different time period. Oh, it's totally different now. And then we have the villain, who is really pretty boring. There's nothing really that new about him, and he's not all that memorable. He just sort of seems like the Home Alone villain. He seems sort of defeated like them too. Except with dynamite. Yeah, oh yeah, the turkeys get dynamite. Be afraid, be very afraid. And the villagers are pretty much the same as the villain. There's no real interest with them. Again, unlike Paranorman, there could have been something, again, like Paranorman, there could have been something here with these characters, but they don't take the route that Paranorman took. So they could have done something similar with that movie, with this movie and everything, but they just said, let's be stupid instead. Kids don't need to think. But then, we have the only good character. Yes, this movie has one good character. One. That's the Chief. Why do I love this character? Two reasons. One, he's the only good character. He actually has a personality in which is he tries to help out his citizens as much as he can, while also trying to be a good father in the process, and actually makes a very noble gesture at the end of his days. And the second thing I like about him is his voice. Done by Keith David. Yes, my second favorite actor, or at least my favorite currently living. So Keith David has a very cool voice. I really do love what he can do in it. with his voice. He can go to various different ranges. He can do different types of performances with it, and he can still sound awesome. He made this stupid movie actually have one good thing going for it. But, like the idiots that made this movie decided to say, hey, we have one shot at making this movie good. Let's literally kill it. Yeah. The one good thing in this movie, and they literally kill it in a fiery death. I'm not even joking here. They literally burn the chief to death inside of a tree. You might be saying, wow, that's a dark turn. Well, yeah, it is, because he's the only good thing that this movie has. And without him, I lost all hope. So, for the characters in this movie, 3 out of 10. It was saved very closely by Keith David, but, alas, they decided to kill him because the people that made this movie are freaking idiots. So now, on to the animation. So, for the animation, it's not terrible, I'll give them that. For their first movie, they could have done a whole lot worse, but there's still nothing that great to look at. Even though they do have pretty well-formed characters that do fit into their environment, and there aren't that many noticeable mistakes, it still feels pretty unimaginative. And that's kind of sad, because animation is that sort of genre where you can go the extra mile. You can make things look more imaginative than they need to be. You can make things feel more... You can make things be more heavy. You can make things have more weight. You can make things more light. You can do whatever you want because it's not real. You can just mess around with it. It's not live action. You can't really mess around with live action without CG, which is another form of animation. So, animation you can do a lot with. But here, they just sort of stick down to the basics and don't really use that creative sort of imagery or anything. Really, their only sets are a tree, a forest, a village, a house. Well, technically it's the White House, but it still just looks like the interior of a house, and a farm. If those don't intrigue you all that much of interesting set pieces, or if you don't think that something creative can be done here, then you're right, because they don't. Now, they could have made some of this stuff look really cool and stylized, and this would be a good time to do it, seeing as this was their first feature. But they don't. They just make it really boring and pretty uninteresting to look at, making the movie not really have any real interesting properties, aside from Keith David, who, again, they kill off. And so for the animation, I'll give it a 4 out of 10, seeing as they do at least have okay looking animation, but still not that great. And there's nothing really all that special or unique about it. So for this movie itself, it's really boring. There's no entertainment in it. There's no laughably bad stuff. There's just a really bad plot. Really boring characters, aside from that one that they literally just kill off because, only good chance at saving this movie, and then we'll just kill it. Seems like what the creators might have been thinking of when they made this. And the animation, which is just pretty mediocre. So, for this movie, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. But it doesn't really have any real values to be found in it that will interest you, so you should probably just stay away from this at best. That's the best thing to do, is just never watch this, and if you do, never return, or else then you might go insane. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, Now for my next review, notice how I'm not saying next week, I'm just saying my next review, because I plan on doing this either tomorrow or on Wednesday, because I'm really behind in my reviews. So I'm going to have at least 3 reviews coming out this week. And the second one I'm going to be doing is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So, at least that one's better. So yeah, bye.